New insight now with the Biden and Trump campaigns raking in millions of dollars and Donald Trump coming out on top last month. New federal filings show Trump outraised Biden by more than $60 million in May, highlighting the GOP's fundraising explosion following Trump's 34 felony convictions. Joining me now is Tim O'Brien, Msnbc political analyst and senior executive editor for Bloomberg Opinion. Good to see you as always. So, how concerning is this for not just President Biden, but the Democrats as a whole? Are Trump's convictions somehow his secret weapon?
Well, you know, he has played himself as a persecuted person since 2016. It's one of his core bonds with his voters, who also feel aggrieved, unloved. A lot of them feel the system is out to get them. Institutional America doesn't serve them well. And so Trump has always played that card strongly, and then he played it, obviously, during his criminal fraud trial in New York. He was lagging Biden severely prior to that case. So obviously there is momentum behind him now that may have come out of that case. He's had some big lumpy donations lately, large number donations from single donors that could account for a lot of that rise. But at the end of the day, Joe Biden is going to have plenty of money to advertise and campaign with, as probably will Donald Trump. So I don't know in and of itself that the fundraising should sway people's thinking about what the cases themselves mean. And I think you've seen in some of the polling that really cuts to the chase about does Donald Trump's guilty conviction change your mind about him as a candidate? And in that always important independent voter, moderate voters in the middle who haven't made up their mind, it has. And I suspect it will continue. Remember, you've got a July 11th sentencing date coming up. Yeah. And if the Supreme Court ever gets moving and rules on the immunity, the immunity argument, there is a possibility, I think it's slim, but there's a possibility Jack Smith could get that one of his federal cases in motion too. And I do think that matters to voters.
Yeah, no, those things definitely matter to voters. So let's look at the upcoming debate, because reports say that while Joe Biden has spent the week preparing in mock debates, that the Trump campaign says Trump doesn't need to practice because he's been using his rallies, his media interviews to try to sharpen and hone his message for months. Do you buy that?
Well, I buy that he's doing it. I don't buy that means he's ready for the debate. This is a really, really important debate, obviously, for both of them. Biden is approaching it methodically. He is hunkered down at Camp David. Ron Klain is leading his debate prep. They're taking it seriously. Trump has Stephen Miller, I think J.D. Vance, and Marco Rubio floating around him in different capacities. But I don't think he's sitting down and prepping with purpose and with acuity in mind. And there's a danger in that, not simply because people should always prepare for debates. Remember, Barack Obama in 2012 didn't really prepare for his first debate for Mitt Romney and didn't engage fully, and it really showed. And it's usually more perilous for incumbent presidents than challengers. Having said that, the format of the debate on Thursday night does not play to Trump's hooliganism, which is what he's tried to do in previous debates, where he's made a show of himself, where there's an audience, where he can just grab the mic and say something, where he has some notes to look at. In this debate, the mic is going to be off when one of the other candidates is speaking. There's no live audience, and they can't have notes. And so I think I anticipate him fumbling badly on policy issues. However, I think one of the core animating factors in this debate is vitality, not policy. And I think voters do have concerns about Biden's age. And I think Trump's been getting away with this idea that he is somehow more vital or mentally acute than Joe Biden, which I don't think he is. Yeah. You've seen all of this campaign.
That's it. 3 years.
That's it. 3 years younger. Yeah. And he's been babbling in extremis on the campaign trail lately.
Yeah. With regard to turning off the microphones, I think I know why they decided to do that. Let's all take a look.
Okay.
Vote now.
You're going to pack the
Make
court?
sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
you're a
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why would you answer that
because
question?
the question
you want to put a lot of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is
justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
This
Who's
is
on your
so
list?
Gentlemen, I think
this
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack the
unprecedented.
court.
You know, every time I hear that, will you just shut up, man? It's the whole thing. I mean, that's pretty funny. I wonder if you'll see any of that from Joe Biden this time. What would you think?
I don't think he wants to go there. I think what we've seen coming out of his camp is that he respects the stature of the office he inhabits. He wants to maintain that presence on the stage. It is always hard for anyone to do that around Donald Trump. You didn't air the clip, but remember during Hillary Clinton's debates with Trump, he walked up behind her. He muttered things under his breath. You know, you should be in jail.
He was looming. Kind of, I mean, that was very strange, very disconcerting to watch.
But he used it, I think, ultimately to great effect in the election and for a certain swath of voters. I think, you know, when he went off the rails with Biden in 2020 and kept attacking Biden without letting Biden speak, that worked against him in that debate. And he lost those debates in part because of that. I think this time, though, he's going to have to contain himself.
Tim O'Brien, never contain yourself. I always want your opinions and thoughts. So we'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Alex.